to solve linear simultaneous equations in 172 seconds. Let's go. Let's say, guys, we're asked to solve 4x plus 3y equals 25 and 2x plus 4y equals 20. What are we going to do? Well, here, guys, we have two linear equations with two unknowns. We have two equations, and in total we have two variables, x and y. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to solve these using elimination. We're going to subtract one multiple of one of the equations from the other equation in order to eliminate one of our variables, solve the resulting equation for the other variable, then sub it in. Let me show you what I mean, because that was a mouthful. First of all, we need to make sure that both of our equations have at least one of the variables with the same coefficient. We can see that we have a 4 next to the x here and a 2 next to the x here, so they're not a match. And we have a 3 next to the y here and a 4 next to the y here, so they're not a match. But what we can do is we can multiply one of our equations by a number in order to get a match. And because we have a 2 next to our x here and a 4 next to our x here, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply our entire second equation by 2, and that's going to give us the same number next to the x. Let's do it now. So timesing that equation by 2, we're going to get 4x plus 8y is equal to 40. Now what we can do is we can subtract our first equation from our second equation, and when we do that, our x's are going to cancel out. Let me show you what I mean. So writing out that second equation, we have 4x plus 8y equals 40, and subtracting our first equation, we have minus 4x plus 3y equals 25. Now this is a little bit weird, but what we're going to do is subtract our x from our x, our y from our y, and our number from our number, making sure that we write in that equals. Let's get it done. So 4x minus 4x, that's going to be 0. 8y minus 3y, that's going to be 5y, and 40 minus 25, that is going to be 15. Now what we can do is we can divide both sides of this equation by 5, and that's going to give us our value of y. So let's do that now. Dividing both by 5, we're going to get that y is equal to 3. Now we have our value of x, but in order to find the solutions to these, we're also going to need a value for x. How are we going to do that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take our value of y and we're going to sub it into either one of our original equations. Let's choose this one on the left-hand side. So subbing it in, what are we going to have? We're going to have 4x plus 3 times by y. Y was 3, so 3 times by 3 equals 25. Simplifying, what are we going to have? We're going to have 4x plus 9 is equal to 25. Now we can solve this. Let's subtract 9 from both sides. We're going to get 4x is equal to 16. And finally, divide both sides by 4. We're going to get that x is equal to 4. Now, guys, we have actually solved our simultaneous equations because we have a value for x and a value for y. That's going to give us our final answer then, guys. Let's write it down here. It's going to be that y is equal to 3 and x is equal to 4. And that, guys, is going to be solving linear simultaneous equations.